Hi, I'm Glenn Orpheus, and this is my review of Asuka. Okay, maybe that wasn't the right Asuka. Anyhow, here is my real preview of the Cyrusher Asuka E-Bike. One thing, small disclaimer, I want to point out is that the bike came to me from another influencer who unfortunately didn't pack it correctly. So when I took it out of the box, there were some slight scratches on the frame. So unfortunately, the B-roll that you're about to see does show some of those imperfections and scratches caused by somebody else. Anyway, on with the review. Right then, let's set off on this bike and we'll talk a little bit more about it. So one of the first things, as I'm here in the park, I want you to listen to the actual motor noise because it's relatively quiet, so just keep an ear out, you'll just probably hear it. Right then, so let's talk about the bike and all the parts that are on it. So the motor on the back is a Bafang 250 watt motor. It has 50 Newton meters of torque. Its maximum speed that it will assist you up to is 15.5 miles per hour. Obviously keeping within the UK road laws. Next we've got a 36 volt 14 amp hour battery, which has a maximum range, according to Cyrusher, of 75 miles. Obviously, this is best case scenario. That 75 miles is only achieved if you're riding the bike on a flat surface, properly inflated tyres, no wind, and using pedal assist 1 mode. So don't go expecting to reach 75 miles if you're using the bike on pedal assist 2, 3, 4 or 5. Obviously that distance is going to come down the higher the pedal assist mode that you use. The maximum payload for this bike is 150 kilos or 350 pounds. The power to the motor is delivered via a torque sensor. Now, these are much better than cadence sensors. Basically, however much pressure you put on the pedals, that pressure is applied to the motor and gives you the appropriate power. Now, cadence sensors, they work on a series of magnets essentially that go round, and when the magnet passes the sensor, it applies power to the motor. Now, when you're trying to travel at low speeds, a cadence sensor can feel quite jittery. It can make you feel like you're going to set off at higher speed, and I found myself with torque sensors particularly that if when you are traveling at slower speeds, you're constantly modulating the brakes. Now with a torque sensor, this is a game changer. Traveling at slow speeds, trying to navigate small areas, it's a breeze. You don't get any of that lurching forward sensation, because it's literally just however much pressure you apply to the pedal. Next, so we've got a Shimano 10-speed drivetrain on the bike, so that's 10-speed gears. We've also got an embedded 1.3-inch OLED display. Now the OLED display is quite basic. It gives you all the information that you need to know. It's got an odometer on it as well, so it will give you some basic information, but it's not an in-depth screen basically. But all your basic functions are there that you would need. So on the bike there are front and rear lights. These are controlled by the battery, so power comes from the battery and you can turn the lights on from the handlebar. We've got hydraulic disc brakes with 160mm brake discs. The tyres are road slick tyres, so this bike is essentially designed for road use. It's not really a bike that I would say is a good all-rounder basically. Yes, you can go off-road on this bike, but it's really designed as a city or a town bike, so hence why the slick road tyres are on there. The bike also comes with rear rack and front and rear fenders, and it also has a front shelf which you can attach all sorts of things to. You can even put dual panniers on the front, dual panniers on the back, and a bag on the rear shelf, etc. So it's quite versatile really. Now the bike's only got front suspension, but the front suspension is an air shock, so comfort is a little bit better than spring and oil loaded front suspension. There's also two mounting positions on the bike for water bottles and other accessories, which is really handy. Now the minimum height for this bike, you need to be 5'7". The battery weight is 2.9 kilograms, and the bike's overall weight without the battery is 22 kilograms. So the bike and the battery combined would be 24.9 kilos. Okay, so earlier I spoke to you about all the different fixtures and fittings, accessories that you can put on the bike. Obviously I can't show you that here, so I'm hoping that I'm going to be able to put some kind of video up or overlay in post-production basically to show you. Hopefully that will be on the screen now for you to see. So what are my thoughts on the bike? So overall, really good. For the most part, it's a really smooth ride, even though it's only got front suspension. As I said, the bike isn't really designed to be used off-road and on-road. it's more designed to be a city bike or a town bike, or something that you basically be on the road all most of the time. Obviously, yes, you can take this bike on a bike trail. I wouldn't advise that you use it on a bike trail that's the trail is overrun with big roots sticking out of the ground. You may have issues there. Also, flint. If there's any bike trails that has a lot of flint in it, you may get a puncture, because obviously flint is very, very sharp. And yeah, I'm really not sure if I haven't taken this bike down too many trails, a couple of local ones, but they are sort of fairly flat, to be honest. So yeah, this bike is really a town or a city bike, with some light off-road use, I would say. So yeah, my views on the bike are very, very, very positive. If I had to give this bike a down mark, I would probably say it's the screen. Mostly because of its position. Now, when you're riding along, it's easy to glance down at a display that's on the top of your handlebars without actually moving your head. You can just shift your eyes down quickly to have a look at the screen. Where this screen is positioned, you actually have to lower your head to look at this. So you are taking your sort of head and immediate gaze away from where you're going, basically. That being said, there isn't a huge amount on the screen. As I said, there is basic odometer functions, but I mean, really, most people are only looking at their speed, probably, and just checking on their battery. That is all very easy to do, quick glance, but if I did have to give the bike a negative, it would be where the screen is positioned. But that's because I'm having to make a negative, basically. So if I was to make a negative about the bike, that's my only real gripe. Apart from that, the ride is smooth. The bike's fairly lightweight compared to others, especially when you think that there's a battery and a big motor on the bike. So the bike is relatively well weighted. It's quite stable. It's smooth riding. Yeah, and I've really enjoyed my time with the Asuka. You know, it's a really good bike for the most part. Current list price, I believe, on the Cyrusher website is $1,099. That is at the moment with the Black Friday sale is on at the moment, so I don't know what it's going to go up to once the sales end. But if you want, in the description of the video below, I do have an affiliate link and money off code that you can use on the Cyrusher website and get you money off of this bike if you wanted to. So if that was something that interests you, then check out the description below, because my code will be there for all to use, basically. And hopefully that will net people a little bit of saving on the bike if that's something that interests you. So I think that's going to wrap it up from me for another time. All I'd like to say is thank you very much for watching. I hope I hope you found the video useful in some ways. If you've got any questions, then don't hesitate, pop them in the box below, and I'll do my best to answer any questions that you throw at me, because I'm sure I've probably missed one or two things along the way. It's hard trying to remember everything when you're out riding a bike, and you know, you don't have a script. You just got to remember from everything from memory, basically. So yeah, if I probably have missed one or two things. So if you've got a question, yeah, pop it in the box. I'll do my best to answer it, if I can, that is. So that just leaves me to say thank you very much for watching. I hope to see you again soon. Take care, ride safe, and goodbye.